a larger reserve component to the department. We have a lot of people out there who have experience that we can draw on. I want to wring the fat out of the budget. If you know how to do that better than I have, come on down. I will draw on your experience. I am a big picture guy. My skill is in relating with people and solving problems. I've been doing that my whole life. That's what salespeople do. I know y'all hate us because you're afraid I'm going to sell you a pool or something, but if you come to me with a problem, tell me what the problem is, we will come up with a solution. If you have an answer for one of the problems, which is budgeting, I need your help. I'm not going to turn it away. In 15 seconds, I'll give the microphone away before the paddle turns red.
Public relations with between the sheriff's department and the county is imperative. And one of my plans is to start a Citizens Sheriff's Academy. We did it in Havasu, and I think it'll work perfectly. What you do is have an academy that takes 20 people each year, run them through 6 to 8 weeks, 1 day a week for about 3 hours a night, and they become aware of what the problems and situations are with the sheriff's department, and the sheriff's department gets to listen to their problems. Community involvement is absolutely imperative. We have to be involved. That's Neighborhood Watch and all the other programs that are there. If you don't listen to the public, you become pretty damned arrogant and you get the kind of answers that you got. And I think that has been a systemic problem with some of the administration in the Sheriff's Department, and probably one of the primary reasons that I'm running is because I think at times they tend to forget who the stakeholders are. You people are the stakeholders. Thank you.
Sir, I had the same problem as you. I was confronted with a training issue, and I offered my services to the Mohave County Sheriff's Department, no charge. The Army pays me $1,000 a day to teach this same weapons training to Special Forces. I offered it to Mohave County Sheriff's Department for free. They told me they weren't interested. Although they have guys that needed the training, they turned it down. So in my strategic plan, you'll note that I've talked to some of the militia members, the ham radio club, several law enforcement retirees that have offered their services. These people are retired, they are not dead. These are subject matter experts in their field. How could you turn them away? You know, you have to take that experience. A lot of these people, they've done what we've done. They've just done it longer, and they're finished doing it. There's no way I would turn down those individuals. Right now, if you didn't know, I didn't know this till I talked to a ham radio club. Any members in here, the ham radio club? Okay, you people know what you can do. You can get on your radio and talk to somebody worldwide. Deputies, can you talk to someone across the county at all times? It's a challenge. So why can't we use the experience they bring to the table to solve our radio problems? That's what I'm going to use.
Okay, hang on. Okay, this is our last question, right here.
Well, you've pretty much answered my inquiry, but my next question, because of our age, my husband and I are in our 70s. When we moved here 3 years ago, we volunteered or went down to the sheriff's department, filled out an application with some, fingerprinted and the whole 9 yards. We had an interview, and I wasn't too impressed with the deputies that interviewed us, and I can't remember their name. My next inquiry is, you're going to have an age limit on people that you're talking about having come in, and we would have gone through some training. Volunteer. We're volunteering. We wanted to help. We thought, I can do some filing. I can answer the telephone. My husband has had extensive military arms experience. We could help. We want to help. But Jesus, God, you guys are so friggin' stubborn about age, I guess. I guess it's age. That's the only reason I came up with. It had to be our age. And too much experience, they're afraid we're going to take their damn job.
We will.
Hello. Thank you very much.
Well, ma'am, just based on the way you phrased your question, your passion and anger towards that, I'll call you. You can run the office if you want. You obviously have it going on. I'll give you a call. You come run the office. Now, age discrimination wouldn't be a thing.
HR is my big thing.
And how long were you doing HR, ma'am?
How long?
Yes.
40 years.
There you go. There's your answer.
Okay. I know an HR specialist that is struggling with their job right now. You could probably mentor, counsel, train this individual, not cost the taxpayers a dime. How could I refuse that? If I refuse that, I should be fired or impeached. That's my answer. I'll call it.
I was in charge of the volunteer program in Havasu for a brief period. I was in charge of neighborhood watch for years, and I am a neighborhood watch, block watch captain. And without volunteers, no department can have enough people on the street to do all the things that they need to do. We use volunteers. We had a program with Havasu called COPS, Citizens on Patrol. We put them through a mini academy so that they knew exactly how to handle situations. Age had nothing to do with it. One of the guys that I did a background on was 83 years old, and he was doing vacation home checks and stuff. There's a place for everyone in our society, unless you are just so senile you can't find the police department. But if you can find the department, and we had a lady down there, Alice Delgado, that did all of the pond slips. She entered them for probably 15 years. And I can tell you that lady put thousands and thousands of hours in and recovered hundreds of thousands of property that was stolen just by doing pond slips. We don't have enough payroll or enough budget to hire all the people we need. We have to depend on volunteers.
What made the United States great was not a ton of government employees. What made the United States great was when Wyatt Earp went down to the OK Corral. His friend and drunkard, Doc Holliday, backed him up. If you're physically capable of helping, come on down. The functions that go on in the Sheriff's Department, from needing experts on cutting the fat out of the budget, maybe help with payroll or anything else, I'm open to it. This morning, I called the Sheriff's Department and I said, hey, this is John Plow, and I'm running for sheriff, and I just want to talk to a deputy. I don't care what he's doing, I don't care if he's on duty, just 5 minutes. They told me no. I couldn't believe it, right? I'm running for sheriff and I can't get a hold of anybody down there. I called Yavapai County just to see if there's, I broke protocol. I said, hi, I'm running for sheriff. Can I talk to a deputy? Yeah, no problem. I talked to the guy for 20 minutes. Something's wrong at that department. I'm not totally sure what it is, but I'm going to fix it.
I want to apologize that you received that type of treatment, first of all. Age is but a number. If you have something to offer Mohave County, I welcome you with open arms. My grandfather, for instance, played pool until he was 85 years old with construction workers at pool halls in Lake Havasu. He did, however, recently, sadly, pass away. But anyone willing to help the Sheriff's Office, that's what the heartbeat of the county is. And like I said, I apologize you received that type of treatment, because I would welcome you open arms as your next elected sheriff. I'm sorry, what?
I wouldn't have walked across the street if I'd seen them on the corner and they needed my water. That's how I felt about the sheriff's department, okay?
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm here tonight.
Absolutely.
I want to know what y'all are going to do.
And I thank you for being here, because that's what we need. We need to hear the voices of you, the people of Mohave County. We need that support. We need the people to be the backbone and help us. It takes volunteers, as other candidates before you tonight have said, to run Mohave County. We need those resources, and you have such extensive training experience where you could be such an asset for the Sheriff's Office. And thank you for so many years of service. You said 40, correct? 40 years of service and human resources. Thank you.
If you don't know what's wrong, you can't fix it.
Exactly.
Okay. As the voting safety supervisor for the Sheriff's Department, we actually have, and it's still in place, a voting safety volunteer division. We call them our VSOs. We have upwards of, we had at one point close to 100 volunteers. Okay. We personally screened every one of them. We recognized immediately the value. Some of these people drove tugboats. That's pretty good experience to put out on a patrol boat. The experience level varied, but we could use them in every category. I had one woman, bless her heart, she came in literally pulling her oxygen tank. She'd stop. She wanted help. And so I was talking with her, and she just wanted to do something. So we had her cut out clippings from anything that had to do with the sheriff's office in the newspaper, keep a book on it. And 3 years later, I had a book this high of everything that anybody ever did with the Mohave County Sheriff's Office, but she wanted to make a difference, and it's all about treatment. How you were treated, that's wrong, you know? I want to cite this real quick example. I know I'm going to go over my time, but I think I'm the last
Go ahead
speaker.
and take 2 minutes.
Thank you.
We'll start with you. Keep the microphone, then we're going to go back and do your wrap up.
Here's what I learned early on in my career. I was a sergeant. I had a couple years in, and I had a young deputy working for me, and he constantly was getting citizens' complaints, constantly. And I'm thinking, I don't get it. The guy, he's squared away. I think he's doing a good job, but he just rubbed people wrong. Well, one day I was sitting in the office, and I was actually listening to him handle a call for service on the phone, okay? And he said something to the effect of, well, yes, ma'am, this is Deputy so-and-so, and it's not a criminal matter that you're reporting, and there's nothing we can do. Have a nice day. And he hung up. Wow. And I was like, holy cow, you know? So I pulled him in and I asked him, and it turns out what the complaint was not criminal at all in nature. Okay, it wasn't. And he was right to say that there was nothing we could do about it. But this is what I said to him. I said, in 15 seconds, you minimized what that woman felt was important, and you gave her no direction to go in. Why couldn't you have simply said, number one, I appreciate your call. Number two, understand that we can't help if we don't know, and while we can't deal with this specific situation, here's who might be able to help you. It's about dealing with people, folks. That's what it's all about. So I am going to have to use the restroom very soon. I apologize. I have a minute left. I look forward to meeting you all over and over. I just got involved 2 weeks ago, so we got a long campaign ahead, but God bless you and thank you all for coming out tonight, okay?
Take one for me.
Okay.
You see before you tonight 5 out of the 6 candidates that were supposed to be here. It proves to you that there are people who care about you and the needs of Mohave County and what we have to offer. I believe I am the best candidate for the position of Mohave County Sheriff. I have a foundation that governs me. As I stated before, I'm a Christian constitutionalist, conservative Republican. I am also a weapons manufacturer. I manufacture AR-15s. I manage a large business, over 600 accounts as I've stated. That's what the position is. It's an administrative position as your next sheriff. It's going to take somebody with the structuring management, leadership management experience, staff working for them, to be able to take Mohave County Sheriff's Office. And someone else who's also been a public servant. My first employment was with the Lake Havasu City Aquatic Center. I was a lifeguard. I was also a Special Olympic swim coach, took our team to state competition, special programs coordinator, and event specialist. I think it's important. Oh, I have 1 minute left. Wow, thank you. I thought you were holding up the red one. I was like, oh, I'm done already, darn. Thanks, Steve. I think it's important that you look at all the candidates before you and realize, as I said, that we are here to offer our services. But that's why I feel I'm the best candidate to be your next elected sheriff. Throughout the history of my employment, I have served the community. As I stated, I was a Special Olympic swim coach for my first employment. I then became a business manager when I traveled to California. I'm also a former helicopter pilot. It's been misrepresented in previous debates, actually, and I'm glad I have an opportunity to talk a little bit more, that I stated I was still licensed. I am not still licensed. It's a prior accomplishment, something I am very proud of, and it's also not a normal achievement that somebody makes, 15 seconds, somebody makes at such a young age. It just shows you the ambition and the drive that I would like to take to Mohave County Sheriff's Office with my proven leadership management, structuring skills. My husband and I started from nothing. I know what it's like to come from absolutely zero. And that's what it's going to take to restore Mohave County. God bless you.
This is John Plow. I have a sense of humor, in case you've noticed. But I want you all to know I actually am a very serious person. I'm the only one up here who doesn't actually have law enforcement experience. I'm also the only one up here who knows what the federal standard is for how many deputies you're supposed to have per your number of residents. I'm not a clown. I'm looking into this, and when you make me your sheriff, I'm not going to screw it up. The number one job of the sheriff in the state of Arizona is to maintain the peace. If you look into the Arizona statutes, that's what it says. I will do that. We're not going to have militia crazies. We're not going to have the BLM coming in. There's not going to be any crazy shootouts or any weird stuff that it looks like is going on, maybe in Oregon. There's not going to be any Waco baloney going on. I will maintain the peace. As far as the budget goes, I'm going to scrutinize every dollar. I know that when people get into government, they get into this cloud where it's kind of not our money and we need new vehicles, so let's just buy them. Maybe we don't need to wring the last penny out of this vehicle. That's not me. I understand where the money comes from. It comes out of our pockets. Green baloney, I've mentioned that. If you serve time in a jail, you're going to get to taste some of it. But streamlining the personnel to get better coverage for patrols. Again, I don't have any law enforcement experience. I was the first one to mention that as far as how to utilize the deputies we have to get a better impact from them. I do have a plan to stop the turnover. The plan has been implemented in other departments. It's been used in major cities. It will work, but I'm not going to spill my candy in the lobby and let everybody else know what it is. Do I have a red paddle?
Yes.
I also have good manners, and I will stop with the red paddle. If you want to sign my petition up here, you can. I need signatures.
I'll start out with that. If you want to sign my petition, you can see my wife and you can sign with her. I am a candidate with proven leadership skills. A lieutenant with 2 different progressive departments, and so I have that leadership ability. I believe that I have fresh, new, bold ideas that I want to bring to the Mohave County Sheriff's Office. So that's kind of my basis for where I'm coming from. I will end with that if you want to be seen, stand up. If you want to be heard, speak up. And if you want to be appreciated, shut up. So I will.
Well done, Joe. How do I top that? Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Appreciate that, buddy.
Whatever I can do for you.
Leadership and experience, that's what counts. And that's what we're up here talking about. As someone that has served in the military, how many veterans do we have in the room? Okay, so you know what it means to serve. Thank you for your service. Now, I've worked my way to be a battalion command sergeant major. I have multiple MOSs. At this level, my job is basically fixing problems. I get a bad battalion that has issues, much like this sheriff's department. My job is to fix them. I've done that in the military world. That's my military job. That's what I do now. Now, in the civilian world, again, the proven leadership with many systems and law enforcement classes that are now given across the United States have my name on it. I wrote the plan, it's been implemented, and it's still in place. Would I go back and change some of them? Absolutely. They need change, the same as Mohave County does. They're running off training and some things, as Mr. Schuster mentioned, from the late 80s, early 90s. That's what I bring to the table, the experience, leadership to change these things and bring us into the future, get these deputies some help on the street, and make the Sheriff's Department the #1 agency in Mohave County like it should be. It is the office of the sheriff, and everyone should look to it as that. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. Wow. I think you all did a very good job. A great job. Let's give them another round of applause. Corey Merriman, Joe Archie, John Gillette, John Plow, and Doug Schuster. Remember those names. Let me tell you something. Here at the Republican Forum, it is our tradition to vote to endorse certain candidates. All the candidates that are running on the Republican side for all the races throughout the year. Now, Richard and I were talking a little while ago, we're not doing that tonight. There's no endorsement vote tonight. But later on, we will vote to endorse. It's a very high bar. It's 2/3. So it's a tough endorsement to get. But this is something that we do for our membership. But I want to tell you something. You have to be a member to vote, and you have to be a member for 30 days to vote. Well, I have a membership form here, but it's under the water. So just remember this, if you want,
Out
yeah.
here, Mary D'Angina has forms. Don and Mary have them out here.
Don and Mary D'Angina. Mary D'Angina is our excellent membership chairman.
Well, this is,
Hello, this is January. Happy New Year. And it's about time to join Mohave Republican Forum. And we'll be right out there waiting for you to sign up and renew.
Thank you very much, Mary. Yes, and then you're all good, and then you can vote in our endorsement votes that we take later on throughout the year. I think that's what we wanted to tell them, the membership and the endorsements, and
Next meeting.
it is an annual membership, yes. And just real quickly, before you all move, I do have just a couple of items of business. We have minutes. Do we have minutes? Did anyone read the minutes? Ted, thank you. We have a. Did we vote already? All right, all in favor of approving the minutes? Aye. Okay, none opposed. All right, Don D'Angina, do you remember how much money we have? We wrote it down.
We did write it down here, let me get it for you. We have 8,145.56.
All right, thank you, Don. Okay, the next meeting here is Wednesday, February 10th. The subject of that meeting is going to be